Hi, morning, coffee moaners. Morning if you're on YouTube or here, or if you're on podcast. So I was
Hi.
just explaining over on Instagram that Mark and I got up this morning. We were a bit like, we spent about an hour and a half or so looking through all the news,
Well, we
didn't
did. We
we?
spent
Which
at
we
least
do.
15 minutes kissing, which was really
Oh,
nice.
shut up. Looking through the news. And you know what? We felt really weary with it all. And we thought, let's just go retro.
I didn't feel weary. I actually felt furious.
Yeah, but we're not going to go
No,
into
no, no,
that
no,
at
no.
all.
But then I thought Nadia came out with the cup half fulleth. And she emerged from my smothering and she went, why don't we do something that just cheers people up today?
Yeah, and ourselves. And it's like, I was just saying over on Instagram, when we first started Coffee Moaning, we started it up in the pandemic. And everybody that was there with us at the beginning is still here now, plus loads more. And if any of you want to put up your memories of what Coffee Moaning was like, now Mark can pop them up, we can have a look. But it was very much,
We've got nostalgia for Coffee Moaning.
We've got nostalgia,
retro.
exactly. So we're meta. God. So, during the pandemic, we would cover a bit of the news, but then we would have lots of other things that we would talk about. Who remembers Spark of Joy? So in the darkest of times, my thing was Spark of Joy and Mark's was something
Fart
of
of
gloom.
fear.
No, yours was the something of doom. Who can remember what it was?
It was the fart of fear.
There was something of doom. And Mark used to get really irritated with me because I was like, let's find a spark of joy. Do you remember there wasn't a single bit of good news? So then we would often go into nostalgia and we would talk about nostalgic things to like soothe us. And we'd sing sometimes.
We would. Yeah, we
would.
do
quizzes.
Yeah.
So
we should do a quiz again.
Yeah. So I said, let's go a bit retro with Coffee Moaning and then go retro within our retroness to have a total break from the news. Now, knowing us, of course, the way that
already retro comments are coming in. I'm just hastening to add.
Put them up, Mark. Any retro comments first about Coffee Moaning?
My first comment that you read out. Can you remember what your first comment was that we read out? That's a lovely idea. Was, don't worry, Biden's got this for the 2019 president.
Wow, that's how we used to think. We didn't know he was going to turn into genocide, Joe. God almighty. If we couldn't have imagined that he was going to play such a huge part in the genocide. It's incredible. Yeah. But anyway, we're not talking about bad things. But Mark and I, we are going to do a pre-record. You're getting a bit of an extra Coffee Moaning. We're going to do it on the things that they want us to forget about what's going on in Palestine. So that will be a little
or short. Not in Palestine, what's happening in America. Reese Roberts makes an makes an important point. Go out and vote. It's the mayoral elections in London today.
Yes.
If you can't stand any of the bastards, vote Green.
Thank you, darling.
Yes.
And so we're going retro. So those bits of news are the only news you're going to hear from now on until the end. We are just... so Mark, what's like one of your like retro, like gives you a warm fuzzy feeling about Coffee Moaning?
Well, it was kind of a period of darkness, really, which is
that's not a nice nostalgic memory.
because it wasn't really just the kind of COVID crisis that kind of was overhanging us as we had endeavoured to try and cheer ourselves up, cheer you up, you cheered us up, and everything. I had to deal with a third member in our relationship for a long time.
I mean, was John Campbell. Do you remember I was in love with John Campbell?
Yeah, you'd listen to him every single night.
Oh, my God, that's so true. I would go to sleep. I should go back to listening to John Campbell because I fall asleep now to true crime. Only me and Denise do that of all the loose women. She can't sleep without true crime.
Is that why I am literally doing gymnastics at the side of the bed and you're not noticing?
Yes. So one of my...
The big JC says
one of my retro nostalgic moments that I used to really love is when we would just do impromptu silly things like sing, or somebody would ask you to do a certain dance and you'd jump up and do a dance.
Or a yoga move. I can't do that today, guys, because my knee is still just coming out of its rehab stage.
I think actually there is a really good clippage of that time. So we'll put the link underneath of the old...
Is there?
Gabby did something, or Sky. I can't remember whether it was Gabby or Sky.
There were many great moments. I mean, there was lots of hilarity. I mean, I think I was slightly more maniacal without my bipolar drugs, and I think you find me intolerable now. I just think I was even more intolerable then.
Yes, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember what's this.
More intolerable
I remember when you would have a live garden shot. Yeah.
Yes.
We used to put the camera out because we felt so guilty, didn't we, about having a garden. And we said, what can we do to like do something for people that don't God? So we just put the camera. But of course, it was so dodgy because we'd have the kitchen door open and we'd think,
and you'd be talking
God,
about what you love doing. Yeah, I know, it was awful.
Mark, please stop it now. It's too much.
What's that?
Stop.
Mad.
Ashley, you guys were the light of everyone's life during that different time and still are. I love the night shifts. Oh, yeah, we used to do the night shifts.
On the night shift. On the night shift.
Okay, so I'm aware, thanks for that, Ashley, that there will be people here now that weren't here for Coffee Moaning in the original day. So we don't want to bore you with too much of our memories. So let's hit the mark with the first photo, a nostalgic photo.
Well, what we're going to do
spin off
in our preparation for this, which was so ADHD, it's staggering and wonderful to behold. I approached things with my brand of ADHD, which was probably found too much thematically. So I've gone for a thematic approach. Whereas Nadia fired like an absolute scattergun at everything. And I actually looked at your random images that you sent me, which I've now popped in a PDF, which we're going to plop on the screen. I couldn't work out what the fuck any of them were.
That's so interesting, Mark. Well, because Mark's 7 years
sober,
younger than me.
We trot out this 6.
Oh, is it 6?
Yeah, babe. I'm getting closer
6 years
to
younger
you.
than me. So, like, yeah, and of course I'm a girl, and you're not.
You're
so
a
we
goggle.
just have girls. So we just have different memories and very different upbringings. So let's have a look. Let's, and we want to hear your memories from these photos as well.
Oh, let's just pause for a second. Just pause for a second. Huge nostalgic back references. Xander and the group hug.
Oh, well, we'll do a group hug today.
What would Xander make of this mess? I'm sure we would be disagreeing more than ever.
Xander was one of our subscribers who sadly died just towards the end of COVID. And we used to do the group hug. It was him. And he was a great guy, wasn't he? Because he was very right-wing, very Trump. He used to get very angry with our opinions. But we won him round and we used to debate. Well, we didn't win him round to our way of thinking, but we just had really good.
I accidentally bumped into him once and he actually said, do you know what? You guys have managed to soften me.
Oh.
No, he did say that.
I remember that.
And then he threw me in the River Thames. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to pop up. So what is this? Okay, I'm going to pop up Nadia's images. Let me just do it like this.
Well, this just made me laugh because
what the fuck is that?
That's the old television.
Oh, I thought it was the Polaroid or the photograph because these square photos, that's like one of my nan's photos.
Yeah, that's what I also thought. I thought it would make you think about your nan's photos because it's so like Mark's photo. There was probably if it was Mark's mum taking the photo, there'd be a whole family over there that she didn't get the photo.
This is a photo of me, but I'm off camera. So what is that of? The chair?
Well, it's a television, and it's just like our kids will just have no idea that is how we say our tellies were so different. But I mean, this telly takes up nearly the whole wall.
Why was everything brown in the 70s?
I don't know.
Everything
but look how stylish that chair is now. That chair would cost you a fortune.
My granddad sat in a chair like that a lot. In fact, that looks very like most people's lounges. It looks very low
for his knees.
Let's have a look for. Oh my Lord!
This just made me laugh. I mean, this is obviously very American, but I was thinking. We never saw anyone in England dressed like that.
Well,
the ties we did, that looks like everyone's maths teacher
on
or
the
headmaster, but obviously with trousers.
Yeah, or my sports teacher. But if you remove the shorts, the rest of it is my granddad. I mean, he wore ties like that, shirts like that. I don't know, why did they wear such long socks? Quite something.
Look at the shoes.
Did you have a hankering for men like this?
No, I just thought it was really funny.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now you see,
what is this?
When me and Dina were kids, I mean, we had shirts of that style for sure. What a shame we didn't keep them all. But I mean, I remember.
Panther?
No, it's just a lady on a bike.
Lady, you went child.
Lady.
Lady.
And oh God, we used to love our shirts like that. But look how beautifully made it is. And just the colours.
Yeah,
I just felt like the colours were so much brighter. Okay, one of yours now.
A huge antidote to. I know yours are more sporadic. I think mine are more thematic. Oh.
Charlie's Angels. Who did you want to be, guys? That was the question. And who did you want to go out with, Mark?
I think I might have discovered masturbation around Charlie's Angels.
Oh.
What?
Right, yeah.
No, I'm just saying because this has just taken me back. I've got euphoric recall.
Right. Okay. Jacqueline Smith was the one I wanted to be.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
I was the one in the middle.
But they are dolls.
Absolute dolls.
I mean, you can see the Barbie doll, I think, was designed like them, wasn't it? Oh, look, Ellen wanted to be Kelly.
Uh-huh.
Who are they all?
Oh God, I can't remember their actual names now.
Farrah Fawcett.
Can't remember
Is
their
Farrah
names.
Fawcett on the right? Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Farrah Fawcett was the all-American Californian girl like
Kate on the left,
else.
DK1612. I
No, not
liked the one on the left. Yeah,
Oh,
she was the
did you?
feisty one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was less sort of fawny.
Oh, can we bring forward in?
Yeah, of
My
course we
back's
can.
really hurting.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about the sound. Oh, God.
Reese, for me, with respect to this series, I fell for Lucy Liu.
Oh, that's the
yes,
new one.
because you're older.
Yeah,
Never seen that one.
These are the originals.
Yeah.
Look at their belts.
She does look like Christine Lampard, Laurel Nichols. She does. There you go, Mark.
Yeah, let's get off that. Now, this is weird, because why do I know these? Why does this look familiar to me?
Does this look familiar to anybody else? We had this. My mum bought this.
Oh.
You know, you'd go to John Lewis, and the worst place in the world when I was a kid was to go into Haberdasheries in John Lewis, because you'd be in there for ages and it was so boring.
My nan would.
And you knew at the end of it, some sort of outfit was going to come out of the sitting room, where you were going to be called down to be pinned into something that was supposed to look like that, but ended up looking like that. Oh my God.
I always remember being obsessed with the word haberdashery whenever my nan went in there. And there were these huge tables. Do you remember that there would be often very diminutive men who would suddenly get out a roll and they would do this?
Yeah.
And you'd duck.
Yeah.
And it would just all land.
Jackie Valino's smock tops, exactly. Queen Sarah Birchall sewing pattern. It was the sewing pattern.
Well,
and then my mum, because she wasn't a natural sewer, I should have told Mum to watch today. She'd be pinning the tracing paper, the pattern onto the fabric, pricking herself, screaming and shouting, and then cutting it, and you'd be like, "Oh God, that's looking very."
I always seem to remember on the back of because obviously when you were a sort of scallywag like me in comic shops, you'd be ferreting around for your Marvel comics and all that kind of stuff, yeah. And there would be a girls' comic. And am I right in thinking that on the back of a lot of female or girls' comics, or not comics, but magazines, they would have outfits that you would cut off with flaps?
And then you'd flap and put them round.
What would you put them on?
Sorry, I was just looking for Jill Brand there. I wanted to put it up. She's just been in Poland and she was in a CNA. I was thinking this morning I missed CNA.
But what would you hook them onto?
Just so you'd have a piece of card would be the figure, and then you would just fold the clothes around it. Just thank you for that memory. We used to love doing that. Do you know what? I used to get that for our girls.
But not onto anything?
No, just onto a piece of card, a girl-shaped card. So you would change their clothes.
But there was no head to the card.
Yeah, of course there was a head. I've just said a girl-shaped card. What's wrong with you?
Well, where did the card come from? That wasn't in the comic.
Because it was inside.
Oh, it was. Oh, yes, you're right. And then you'd hang it over the shoulders.
Stop ruining my memories.
Hang on, you're ruining mine. Okay, let's go back to Nadia's.
Loved Jackie. Yeah, paper dolls. That was right.
Oh, I love
now,
this.
Love is cozy, and that's what we're trying to do today. Did anyone ever give you a Love is card?
I remember coming across this, reading, my mum would must have got the Observer, whatever newspaper it came in, whatever supplement. It was always in it, wasn't it? And for some reason, I always went to this. Do you remember the smell of supplements in the 70s had a really, really distinct, so it was probably lead. Sorry, Reese.
Sorry.
Nadia's done that.
Joy Clark.
I've been watching you for so long. My kids refer to you as Mark and Nads.
Mark, because that's where it started.
Oh,
I love
Joy.
that. So sweet.
Hello
to Joy's kids. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. I always felt that these two were a bit saucy.
Oh, absolutely.
There was always a glint in their eye, like Christ Almighty.
No, there wasn't a glint. There was a sweetness.
No,
because it was
sweet.
Love is, not Shaggy's.
No, but Love is, but.
Love is sharing your last Rolo. Love is making a cup of tea. Love is emptying the dishwasher without saying, I've emptied the dishwasher. Love is wiping down the sides without saying I've wiped down the sides. Sorry.
Can I just say, this really, for me, that image and the Love is thing absolutely manifests the 70s. As soon as I see that, I'm in that weird room in the basement flat. The sun is outside. The smell of the Observer supplements is there. Yeah. Something is on the is being played, music, 70s music, and there's a hand grenade on the telly. I'm back. I'm back in the 70s.
They were always naked.
Thank you, Laurel. There was
Don't you think it was more post-coital?
No, it was definitely.
That's not pre. That's like now we're going to go to sleep.
I didn't know what well, I don't know. I didn't know.
You know what coital is now, don't you?
Yeah, no, I know. But back in the time, I remember looking at them and thinking, this.
Oh, that's them.
I'd look at them and go,
naughty.
It stirred something, and I didn't know what.
Mark told us last night about the first time he ever masticated, and he felt so guilty he smashed his head into a radiator.
Hang on a minute.
And our girls were like, Dad, this isn't a good story. This is a traumatic story.
I said, I don't want to go into the details of it. But
he said, I don't want to go into the
nitty
gritty. But when I was young and first discovered masturbation, I went, this sounds very nitty gritty to me already.
Yeah, but we were talking about the various challenges for young boys and how young. There was a context to this.
Oh, I know.
No, I'm just explaining because I went earlier about Charlie's Angels and wow, I discovered masturbation. You gave me the arched eyebrow.
Well, because it was talking about particular.
Christine Lampard.
No, Mark. Right, I'm going to stop working with you.
Thank God.
I swear to God, I can't do it anymore.
Hang on, listen.
It's supposed to be nice and cosy and nostalgic.
You just told them I concussed myself against a radiator when I first... I wasn't going to share that detail
It's
today.
A huge story.
It's bigger than me and the Charlie's Angels.
Maybe you will learn now when you're talking about things about me. You've gone too high. I'm trying to bring your pitch down.
I've never talked about
you've gone soprano.
Ever.
Now you've said it. Now you've said it.
I haven't even said you do it because you don't.
Excuse me. If anyone saw our broadcast yesterday, what were you talking about? The size of? And don't say the word. Thank you.
Okay.
I think I've paid you back. As I've always said to you, Mark, revenge is sweet when it is cold.
I did repeatedly hit my head against a really hard radiator. It was quite a nostalgic radiator. It was one of those radiators of the 70s. What have we got next?
Reese, the whispery tone. Yes, yeah. I love this. Now, Mark reminded me actually that he did post this the other day.
Stress when I was 13. I closed the fridge door slowly to see. Yeah.
Do you remember doing that? Does anyone, if anyone's too young for this, right, what I would say is talk to the older people in your lives about these things and you will have really lovely conversations because their face will light up, they'll chip down memory lane. So you know, don't feel like, oh God, I don't know what any of this means.
This so goes to the heart of what it meant to me to be young. Because the fridge was a fascinating place because nowhere else in your house did you have something where a light automatically went on and off.
Nothing was automatic.
So, and I don't know if you tried this, but would you get it as close as you could to see at the moment? And as you open, this is where
then try and see if you could get it just before the suction took place.
And you always wanted to see the ignition of it. You wanted to pull it, but you knew because of the suction, it would shoot open and you'd miss it.
Before it went on.
This is why,
hours of joy,
closely related to the hitting my head against the radiator, I started to slam my penis in fridge doors. No. We've talked about it before. It's another thing.
When have we talked about it before?
We have.
We haven't. I haven't.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't here. Okay, moving on.
If you're new to this channel, all I can say is I'm sorry.
Have you ever returned bottles for cash?
Oh, God, I love this photo. The misery. It's a bit damp. It's a bit cold. It's a bit rainy.
No, the one in the middle.
Everyone's got their sleeves right down.
Yeah, nothing fitted.
Who's your favourite face? That is me. For me, it's the middle.
Yeah. Jackie Valino remembers me talking about the fridge door. Look, nothing...
Jackie bloody Valino would. Jackie, you filthy mare.
Nothing ever fitted. And it's interesting. I remember my nan taking me to buy flares. And it would be like once every year, she'd be like, we're going to get you some trousers to get you through the next year.
Yeah.
And the turn-ups I had were more turn-up than trousers.
Yeah,
so
embarrassing.
Oh, God. And my granddad always wanted me to get a suit. Oh, it's so
Remember
nice.
giving the milk bottles back. We do, Clodagh.
Yeah.
Just putting it out. You know what? It used to be the most scary thing for me. Like if it was cold and it was dark. And I would go and put the milk bottles, because I was such an empath, I'd come back in tears.
Would you?
My mum would be like, what's the matter? I'm just thinking of all the people that haven't got a cozy home.
Oh.
Honestly, I used to get depressed. I couldn't bear it and like fearful. Oh, I put this on my broadcast channel this morning and lots of people didn't know. Right, so tell us, who remembers what that is and give us a memory of what that is.
Wow.
Let's have a look.
Why is there a blue and a pink lid? Were they different? Were they
They
different?
probably did it for boys and girls, didn't they?
Ah, in the class.
Olivia Thompson, Mrs. getting the milk bottles delivered. We're going to wait and see if anyone knows. There we go. MeTube, worst glue ever. And why was it the worst glue? You would spend forever pushing that down.
Oh,
you know,
there
the
was
top
always
as
suck.
hard as you can, and it'd be stuck. So then you would like
Get a
be
knife.
trying to pick it off. Then you would get your compass and stick it into the
Then
middle.
you'd stab
it would all
yourself.
over.
It was a nightmare.
But it
And
did
then-
stick. It did stick.
And then someone would tell you that it was from horses' hooves, and you'd all go, "Oh,
That's right. That's
no."
boiled from horses'
Yeah,
hooves.
and you'd suddenly there would always be a moment where someone would sit in
That's
class, and
right.
you'd be like this. You'd be like, you just
Yeah.
didn't know where to put that because
Yeah.
it really was quite
It's big
disturbing.
news. So
Put
I'm
more
just going to
cushions-
sit forward.
Put cushions behind you, baby.
Yeah.
You're getting old.
No, it's because I sit with good deportment.
Okay. Reese Roberts says, you see, with my mum, she always made it paramount to buy for me 5 pairs of school trousers, 5 shirts, so she didn't have to worry the worry of making uniform last till the nth degree.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, well, look,
Organised.
let's trot through the rest of yours, Nads. Some of you
No, do some of yours. Don't do all mine. Just,
Okay.
just drop them back and forth.
What's that?
Otherwise, it's
If you-
boring.
Okay. All right. Well, look, I went thematically, and I thought I wanted to go through some of the sweets that we had.
I said
back
to
in
you,
the day.
let's do nostalgia. You went, yeah, it'll just be about sweets. That's what you said.
Why did you make it nasty again?
No, it's just, I would have loved to have done some sweets, but I thought we were banned.
When I said I'll do the sweets, and you said yes. You were having a moment where you thought you were having a stroke. You couldn't get a word out, and you said, "I'm so sorry. Nothing I'm saying is making any sense." Now you're going to usurp my nutty bar by showing us something else.
No, I just wanted to see what my sweets were.
Okay, so do you remember
Oh
Paces?
my God, I love them. And do you know why I love them?
So did I.
Because they were spearmint.
Yeah.
Spearmint is underrated. Peppermint is peppery.
Yeah.
Spearmint is freshening.
Yeah, I agree.
I love them. I love the green.
Peanut marathon
Oh,
at 3
tiny.
pence a go. Now a
Jesus.
Snickers bar. There you go, Tim Reed. Pacers, MeTube, your favourite. Quattro. Do you
I
remember
don't remember
this?
that.
You don't remember this?
No, I never had a
I think this
Quattro.
came out approximately August 1981. I remember having it whilst watching
Quattro.
tennis. Quattro. And the advert tried to make it so fresh, it never took off.
Yes, face. Opal fruits made to make your mouth water.
Salt and shake crisps.
Oh, love them. You can still get them.
Yeah.
What's the flavour shake?
Funny feet.
Oh, they were funny or not funny because they would melt almost instantaneously.
And I would
fall
always-
off your bloody.
And I'd always bite the big toe
Stick.
off in deference to my toe that I didn't want any girlfriends to see. Oh, Christ, you're right.
That's funny.
You've got a tampon in your mouth. Well, not literally, it just is a
Oh my
string.
God! People are on podcasts. It's my tea bag, guys.
Orange Maid. This was this lollipop that you went to when there was no other choice.
Yes, and it would sting your tongue because it had so many chemicals.
And
in
it was so sticky.
And do you remember when it would stick to the paper, and then you'd get a bit of paper on your teeth?
Oh God!
Oh, a Zoom.
Oh, look at that!
Do they still do Zooms?
Brilliant.
Guys?
And we used to just think. I would think that was a rocket. Does anyone remember Dracula?
Did that have a jelly bit in the middle?
I
A red
think it
jelly
did.
bit?
I think it did.
But what was on the outside?
Dracula, that was lovely. Look at this goal.
Oh God!
I remember this goal when the
Was there a
lollies finished, the game's just starting, and it used to have a footballer on the fucking. Oh my God! And I used to collect those.
I love the graphics design. The graphic design back then was so great.
Definitely based on Kevin Keegan, that one, I think. Merlin's Brew.
Minty chocolate flavoured ice. And I remember that. I can't remember eating it.
Oh, I remember. And again, look, there's the paper where you've got it's coming through the other side. It's so sticky. The Incredible Hulk. I remember this coming out and being like, oh my God, I'm going to get the muscles of Lou Ferrigno, whatever his name was. But they never came.
So I have a few memories from other people.
Fruit salads and black. Let me just pull this up. Heart. Do you remember those?
Oh God, I do.
Yes. So we've got Deborah Holdsworth. Gems.
Oh, ice gems.
Yeah.
Loved ice gems. We only got them at parties.
Noreen Wibbly Wobbly Wonder. Oh, sherbet, sherbet frisbees, Kirsty. Do you remember those? Christine Gatehouse. No phone in the house. Had to go down the road to phone box. God, I remember that. First phone at home had the party line.
Yep.
What was the party line?
When
Oh,
other people could
That's
use the
right.
phone. She'd have to go, oh, sorry, were you already on the phone?
Yeah. Screwballs, says Jenny Ward.
Love
Fab Lolly,
Screwballs.
Funny Feet, Feast, Gems, Deborah Holdsworth. Does anyone remember savoury vinegar crisps? Think they were
I do.
Smiths?
Savoury vinegar.
Yes,
God, yeah.
almighty. Let's keep going. Lemonade Sparkle.
Oh my God. I used to love that if it was really hot. And I still now, everything, I love lemon flavoured things. So I would love them to bring back lemonade sparkle.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Do you remember the
There it
cider
is.
one?
The cider
Oh,
quench.
cider barrel.
And the cider
And we all
barrel.
used to be convinced that we were drunk and we would laugh hysterically. Because
I remember
we were
my granddad would always buy me a can of shandy as well, and I would pretend to fall all over the place like a psycho.
Oh, I love the wrappings.
I know.
Again.
There's Funny Feet
Lovely.
again, the original wrapping.
Yeah.
Mr. Men.
Do they
I
still
remember
do those?
these.
Ice Magic, Debbie Otero. We were talking about Ice Magic the other day. We had some very ordinary ice cream, and I said, "Do you remember Ice Magic? You'd squeeze it onto your ice cream,
yes,
and it would just
freeze. Was magical.
We should have got a photo.
It was
that.
magical. Look at that. Do you remember this one? Rock Around the Chalk. I remember that.
I don't think I ever tried
that was the first time. It was like a fab where you
my
would.
teeth have gone funny.
Where you'd always get
From
the little
that,
block
you
of
got to
chocolate.
bite into it.
Oh, they were like the first time. Oh yeah, it was a bit weird. Cola Quench. Does anyone remember those? Cola Quench. No. I'm
just going to try and get a picture up of Ice Magic.
Okay, and so that's the lollies. So should we go back to Nads before we move on to? I've got some toys coming up, but
oh, that was it. That was
cigarette sweets. Kathy Hyde, absolutely lovely.
Oh, I loved cigarette sweets.
That
was it.
Violets.
So you'd put it on and it would freeze hard on the ice cream.
That's it.
It was crazy stuff.
Yeah. Picking the phone lock when your parents were out. Lucy H.
I never did that. We never had a phone lock.
Trill phones. I had a parrot that made the trill phone noise because he was around in the trill phone area. Oh, I love that.
Era,
sorry. Look at these. Who remembers some of these?
We've got a phone here somewhere, an old-fashioned phone.
The Corona bottles.
Oh, God, yeah.
I used to feel the bobbles. I think I rubbed the bobbles against my face. I really like that. Tab. Do you remember Tab? That was Tab Clear.
They tried to bring Tab back, didn't they?
And
it didn't work.
There's the Corona truck. Now, that truck used to come to our place down at Menands and in Birmingham. I remember the Corona. No, we had the Corona truck. So Nan had... I didn't know who he was. She said, "This is the Corona man bin." It's like, it is the Corona, and it was the Corona.
God, things changed with that, didn't they?
Yeah, Cola Pan.
That's where all this started. Coronavirus.
Oh, very good. Cola Panda Cola. That's what everyone used to call it. Why settle for I didn't realise that Tab came in a kind of Diet Coke bottle. Does anyone else remember?
No, maybe
I remember my aunt really loving this. And do you remember the bubbles in the Corona adverts? The angry bubbles.
Very fast. You've gone extremely.
Well, because I'm aware I've got a lot more than you.
No, but we don't need to do them all because we're not. There's no breath in between. Just like everyone's a bit like.
Sorry, I'm a bit.
Just slow down. We don't need to do them all because it's usually you've got 5,000 and probably need 20.
Sorry, I was just trying to be.
Save them for another day.
Oh no!
Don't try and be. No, we're not going to do them all because you're racing.
That's really sad.
Right.
Love Smash, Our White's Lemonade. Didn't find any of those, Jackie Vellino, but yes.
Oh, we loved
it. I'm a secret lemonade.
Okay, let's do a few of mine so you can have a bit of a break. She's gone mad.
I'm Sorry, do you want to talk
Some of you came from the if you stop crying, I'll buy you something generation. We came from the if you don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about generation.
Yeah.
We are not the same.
Yeah.
My mum never bought us anything to stop us crying. My mum definitely used to say, I'll give you something to cry about.
My nan would say, why are you crying like a blithering idiot? and I forever wondered, what does blithering mean?
It's so confusing to a child when you go, I'll give you something to cry about. And you'd think, but I am crying.
Yeah. Or that classic when you go to the loo and they say, well, why didn't you go before you left? And I didn't need to go then, you old person.
Yeah. Humphrey Milk Drinker.
Oh.
That's a great one, Faith. And we all wanted we got the Humphrey straw was so desired by all of us. We did eventually get one. Can we go back to the ice cream?
Pulling it up.
Because I really like that one.
Oh, this must make you feel a bit weird now.
Right, because I cannot. I've become really weird with wooden anything and straws. But I sent this to Dina this morning. She goes, oh my God, I can literally taste the wooden spoon in my mouth.
So can I.
Because it did. It tasted stronger than the ice cream.
Do you remember this, guys?
Oh God, I'm getting that weird feeling again.
Oh, I can't bear the wood. It's like a spatula. If you keep pulling that face, you'll stick like that. Was another one, Warnie.
That was it.
Russ, we used to go to the corner shop, get some penny sweets on the way home. Loved the Jazzies best. Oh, I remember the day that a friend of mine said, drop some ice cream in this lemonade. And I remember, I'm not exaggerating, when Edwin Selby said, put some ice. I did it. It was the most exotic thing that has ever happened in my life. I couldn't. Nothing ever was combined in our house in a food way.
No.
It was an ingredient that you ate.
Yeah.
Nothing
for no other reason than to just stay alive.
From Mum, wasn't it? Just to move.
Stay alive.
Yeah, exactly.
No joy.
I ate butter.
Stay alive.
Why have bread? The Nokia phone. We're getting a little bit.
Nudes.
Why did you get that one, dirty cat? Oh, that's how we sent nudes. Look, tits.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. At the bottom.
Oh God. Oh yeah. See, I was seeing it as a noonar with
You got a one-track
moles.
A wide vagina. Yeah.
I saw a vagina. Right. This.
Now
right?
You're into something.
Now
weird.
I couldn't find the actual poster. That was purple. His hat was purple. His jacket was purple, and I had a full-length one. Well, first of all, my best friend Sally had a full-length one. So we used to always do sleepovers at hers because we could kiss his lips and go to sleep.
Did you ever?
I was desperate, and David Cassidy.
Did you ever pull the poster onto the bed with you?
No, as Denise said the other day at work, and I was the same. You'd get a pillow. So you'd start off by kissing them on the poster, and then you'd get a pillow.
Well, now, are we going to get your story about masturbation now?
No.
Was that what happened? Because I'm going to tell you now, I've never shared this with anyone before. I have actually with one person, a friend. I used to dry hump any magazine that Blondie was on the front of.
I really wish you hadn't said that. This wasn't a confession time. This was a trip down nostalgia. God, I'm so glad I didn't give my mum this link.
That's deeply nostalgic for me, though. I found her there was something so... Anyway.
I don't know what dry humping is.
It's like...
Does that mean just...
Well, you just literally...
No, I've guessed.
What's this? Kids' birthday parties then and now.
Oh, that's the wrong photo. Take that.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, look.
Now,
look at the boy on the right.
It's so wonderful.
Oh,
where a lot of this thought came from today was there was an article today about a woman who's refusing to do birthday parties anymore because they're too expensive and too exhausting. We said, no, we just need to go back to how they were, which should blow up a few balloons, have a few hats. And it was the joy, the sweet. I said to Mark, it's such a sadness for me that we have none of the photos of our childhood parties.
No.
There's a single bloody photo anywhere.
I have one of me looking over my shoulder just like that, because obviously what happened was someone said, look, everyone, no creativity's gone into those balloons.
No, but it was because there was so little to feast your eyes on. You know, a bunch of balloons was a huge thing. But my mum, every single birthday, made our birthday cake, made all the food, and it was just such, because like my mum isn't like outwardly like soppy or anything.
She's not.
But she would show it in those ways, you know, just put like a huge amount of work into just doing something so affordable as well. Yeah. Just make your own cakes and fairy cakes and sandwiches with white bread.
Did she run around and play games, your mum? With your did she kind of generate?
No.
Someone's going to be in the doghouse, Ian Bloom. Yeah, you're absolutely
But I
right.
was so close. Dina and I, you know, had such a small gap between us that we just played all the time.
Me too. Thank you for asking that. Actually, this is a different kind of nostalgia. Maybe we should do this nostalgia. Sorry, Hannah Lipschutz. I'm not so. Oh, sorry, Faith Goodman.
She's pineapple and sticks.
Oh yeah, do you remember?
And then you've got the wood on your teeth again.
I was so interested in that section of the Littlewoods catalogue.
MeTube, don't bloody encourage him.
So I'm not going to do toys because that's just a never-ending thing. But there is something that I wanted to pull up that I thought is quite funny. I've got all of that. Hang on, I'm getting there.
Save them because we'll do them.
No, I know. But there's something I wanted to do. That's you. Sorry, just one sec. Right, now. Something that, in my nan's, a huge nostalgia...
Arsenal of torture objects.
The arsenal of torture objects. What, in the bathroom? In the bathroom. And
she still had that.
Now, my nan's cabinet, it was an object of huge fear. It was torturous implements, potions, acid. All I remember thinking was, there's acid in this thing, and whenever I was ill, she'd go there.
I remember one of the first times that I went to Nanny Thelma's, and I was there as well, and he was getting a bit of a cold.
Yeah,
and she went to the dreaded bathroom cabinet, and she got out a Beecham's Bear powders. You know, the ones that are just folded in.
Look,
that.
Oh my God.
Right? And she went, and she said, have this. And he was like, okay. And he goes, oh no, you've got to put it in water. So I thought, oh, she's going to go and do a nice honey and lemon with it. She got like that much cold water, and she put it in, and she just went like that with a fork. So there was lumps in it.
It was paste.
And she said to him, drink it.
This for
and
me.
I was like, what? Where's the love in that?
I had a pathological fear.
Not a nursing bone in her body.
I had a pathological fear of origami and folding paper because of these sachets. Because when I heard them open, I would run for cover and pretend I felt well. Because if it wasn't this she was chasing me around with, it was this, which for me was just hideous. It made everything worse.
When you had a graze and they'd just bang it onto a graze.
But she wouldn't just bang it. She would chase me and apply with a sponge. And then
she just had no like softness to her, did she?
No. And then within this cabinet of tortures, there was also this. Now she would make me. She would force me.
You got this out of your nan's actual cabinet.
The Optrex thing. Now I've learnt since that Optrex is quite a nice feeling. Not the way my nan did it. She would run at me with the Optrex
with the suction cup
swilling. And she would get me.
Oh God!
And then she would.
Mark, don't that,
no, I know. I'm not going to do it as badly as my nan did it. But she would hold it. She'd say, "Put your head back. Put your head back." And she said, "I'm going to go." No, she'd listen. Yeah. I'm going to go fast so it doesn't spill. So I'm going to go, and she would do this, boom. But she would never judge it right.
You didn't lose
so it would go
eye.
into my eye. And there was one time where her hand stumbled and it just sat there.
Oh,
it was
Mark.
wedged into my eyeball.
She was trying to finish you off.
But there was a nice smell to it.
Cabinet of tortures, exactly.
It was a cabinet of tortures. This Disprin.
Oh, so disgusting.
My granddad would say, where's the Disprin?
The Disprin. My dad would go, I need a little Disprin. You know, and he loves taking a Disprin and an aspirin. My dad always has.
And then I made the huge mistake in my granddad's Volvo of taking one of these thinking they were a car suite. Cornish,
Danielle, put that up. You think you had problems, Mark?
My gerbil bit the end of my finger. My dad made me put my finger in neat teeth. Cornish.
Oh my God.
I had one of these in my granddad's car, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever taken. It was a Beecham's powder in a pill. I thought I was getting a sweet.
Why did he give it to you?
It was in his car. He didn't give me it. I nicked it.
What does it say?
They're Beecham's powders.
What's the guinea
worth a guinea a box? That's how much it cost.
Oh my God! I love the actual pot.
And this was where your plasters were. And the washproof ones never stuck.
No, they never did. They don't now.
Rubbish.
Plasters are rubbish.
They've never. Now this really goes to asthmatics. This, my nan, when I was having an asthma attack, or even if I wasn't having an asthma attack. Yes, Marie, I do.
The red tablets for your teeth. I remember.
God, yes.
We had to do it all the time. Brushing forever, trying to get the red off your teeth.
I don't know if anyone else had asthma, but back in the day, the salbutamol asthma pump, my nan would think I was having... I did have asthma attacks, but she would make me have asthma attacks because she knew she didn't have the asthma pump. This was the asthma pump. And when she used to get it, you'd have to put something in it, and you had to go budum. She didn't realise it. You go budum, and then give it to me to take. She'd put it in my mouth, and go,
oh no, she'd lose your teeth.
And a boom.
God, maybe that's why you've got a hump back.
How dare
Well, not a hump
you?
back, but a stooped neck. She's probably injured.
Well, she's knocking my head back. It would help that.
But you've got whiplash.
Optrex in the eye and smack the old asthma pump in the face.
Horrible.
Let's go back to yours. It's a balloon sculpture, yeah. It just...
Do you remember balloon sculpture? That was the Nothing got fancier ever at a birthday party. Nothing got more expensive than occasionally somebody would hire a magician or their Uncle Dave to come in and do something with balloons.
I never had a magician, but
You never had the balloons?
I'll give you my story about a balloon in a minute. But so what? Did you have people would come in?
We never did, but it was the epitome. You know, like now,
I see.
Birthday parties have. If I had a small child now, I would go 100% old school with the party. Start them off that way
sculpture.
Because they would always just love it. Not necessarily balloon sculpture because it used to scare me a bit, but just keep it really simple. A cheap magician, you know, not like 100 bloody Disney princesses arriving. And
most of the ones in the 70s have probably been arrested, haven't they?
Our kids, we had one flash birthday party for Maddie. And it was the most beautiful party. We got like
great.
farm animals to come to the garden. and it was really, really lovely. And it was beautiful. You took the most beautiful photos. Do you know what? They're practically their entire childhood. Well, certainly when they got into teens, would let me do nothing for their birthdays.
Well, they didn't
remember?
know. They just want birth.
And I wanted to, please let me, I'll do anything. You could do. No, it's all too extra, Mum. It's too extra.
I have. It's funny as parents. I have a memory of that party. That very annoying child nicked Maddie's horse ride.
And the horse stood on everyone's foot. It was only a tiny horse. Sounds very flashy. It wasn't as flashy.
It was
it was flashy.
Yeah, it was a city farm that used to do little tours. My experience of balloons was we never had a balloon magician or a balloon artist or anything like that. Every now and then you would find a balloon in a party bag. I'd always get asthma. And so I'd try and blow, get asthma. Eventually, someone would blow it up. And then you would try and make something. And when it exploded, the look was always total despair. Because it was over. It was a short-lived piece of fun. What else have we got here? Oh, candy
Right,
floss.
where can you see me?
Oh, that's you.
And where can you see Dina? Not you, everybody else. Which one is me and which one is Dina?
That's so cute.
And God, Dina looks
so
like Finley.
Cute.
Who can spot me? Who can spot Dina? There's Candy Floss, and that was Battersea Funfair. And it was the first time I ever went on a roller coaster. But it wasn't a proper, it was quite a small one. And it was just the most exciting, thrilling, wonderful thing. And I wanted to go on it 1,000 times. But of course, you were just allowed once in the 70s.
Yeah.
Just once.
So people are saying you're on the right, but I don't know whether this is mirrored round the wrong way for you guys. You're the one with the two, looks like the two.
Which, what are you saying? Oh, the one with
right.
two candy. Oh, that's not two. So this one or this one?
I think that's flipped around for them. I think
the one near
right
the tweed jacket, or the one.
The one who has two candy floss in front of her.
That's me.
Yeah.
And that's Dina.
The Dina is the tallest.
Dina's the tallest.
Doesn't she look like Finn?
Isn't it? Sweet
Don't you look like a combination of both the girls?
Look what our shows. Those are our cousins, Layla and Ingrid.
Is it?
Yeah, we grew up with them.
You've all got exactly the same shoes on.
Yeah.
Who's that?
That was another pattern.
I'm slightly worried what we're going to at the
That's
end
what
here.
you wanted your mum to get.
Oh.
And I loved 70s T-shirts. And I loved this look. Look how natural. Those are girls, in their 20s, starting to... Nobody's got anything done to them. Yeah. Everybody's just fresh.
Yeah.
It's like, those were the days. It's like...
Those were the days, my friend.
Oh, we've got to actually
have to go. Okay,
what a shame. So, because what we really want to do, and maybe we'll do this, is I want to do Summers of the 70s.
Can I make a suggestion? That I think we should do nostalgia more often, but I think we should have a more focused sort of approach so that you guys can share with us
your photos.
Precisely.
And so you'll send in a photo, you'll send in a
Where did they send a photo to?
Did they DM? We'll find that.
We'll find out. But what we're going to leave with is this, and let's see if this takes your...
Oh, thanks, Noreen. Did everyone enjoy that?
Yeah, they really like that. But this is going to be, we're going to sign off with this.
Parties at primary school. You did. You used to be able to have your birthday party at primary schools.
That's right.
Forgotten that.
That's right.
We need to get a nostalgia thingy
going.
So that when we're all fed up with the news, we can burst with a surprise nostalgia coffee money, including the guys.
I also think what I'm about to show you now, I think there's also something for us to possibly all together share in indulging in some of these a little bit more. So just to take us down memory lane and to sign us off, here we go.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Jacob's Club. What a lot of chocolate for your money.
If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club.
Oh, I've really enjoyed that, guys.
Have a lovely day.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy it?
But will you... Oh, here's the thing.
That was so neat.
Here's the thing. After the live, could you leave your comments and your memories? Because what we're going to do is we're going to do another live where we're going to read out some of the comments.
We were saying we're going to start looking at doing a sort of pull together of some of your comments. But I think we're toying with doing a little nostalgia corner. And it would be nice. And in fact, maybe the one way we could do your nostalgic ideas is when you tell us something.
Really like
we'll
that.
Find the image and then we can pop it up.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Or if you want to share a photo or something, we'll find if there's a way. But do leave comments of what you thought of this show and any extra things you wanted to say after it's uploaded.
And later today, there will be something tonally extraordinarily